Good news! I am now number one in the Trash Talking Circle Pick'em League in points. I think I'm ahead by about 6 points, which is pretty good. In actual picks, I'm tied for like 7th or 8th, though, so it all comes down to smart distribution of your confidence points. Last week, I actually felt like I didn't do that very well. I gave 14 confidence points in the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the Oakland Raiders, and it did not happen. But so did everyone else, so it worked out well. Let's see if this week I can be a little more accurate in that respect. Okay, we got 13 games this week, not too many, so let's get to the picks. Green Bay at Cleveland. I think Green Bay is ready to make a leap into some of the better teams in the NFL. I think their offensive line issues are slowly starting to fix themselves with bringing in Mark Tauscher, getting some guys back. And I'm going to say 11 confidence points that they handily beat Cleveland. That's one of my 3-team parlay picks. They're favored by 7. I don't see how Green Bay wins by less than 7. So Green Bay, 11 confidence points. San Diego at Kansas City. We got an upset pick here. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. I think San Diego's season is shot. I'm a little scared to do this because the Chiefs do seem to find ways to blow games that they should win, but it's Norv Turner in Arrowhead. No matter what, Arrowhead's a tough place to win. San Diego's on the ropes, and it doesn't seem like they can do much right now. I'm going to say 6 confidence points that the Chiefs pull the upset. I'm feeling it. I believe it. Indianapolis at St. Louis. Although this minus game may as well be in Indianapolis because every fan in the stadium is probably going to be rooting for the Colts. So, that being said, 13 confidence points in the Colts beating the Rams. Going to be a blowout. I see Colts winning by at least 20 points, and they're favored by 13. So make that another thing to gamble on if you're a gambling man. Pittsburgh, Minnesota in Pittsburgh. This is probably the game of the week. I'm getting this on TV. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. But I'm going to go with Minnesota. Another upset here. 1 confidence point because it's going to be tough because Minnesota's won 6 games in a row, and as you continue to mount a winning streak, it becomes harder and harder to keep that up. And it's in Pittsburgh, which is always a brutal thing to try and do, go win in Pittsburgh. But I don't know if Pittsburgh's good yet. You still got to show me that. I mean, if you look at it so far, week 1, they needed overtime to beat the worst team in the league. And then they lost to the Bears and the Bengals. Those are the only 2 real playoff contenders they've played so far. And then they've beaten the Browns, the Lions, and the Chargers. And all those teams are bad. The Chargers are the only team that might be okay, but I think they're bad. So they need to show me that they're a good team because right now I'm not buying it. But I understand why people are shying away from Minnesota because they've won so many games in a row. But I think ultimately Minnesota's a better team. Pittsburgh doesn't have Aaron Smith. Polamalu isn't 100%. So I'm going to go with Minnesota. I think Adrian and Peterson and Brett Favre can keep it up for one more week. 1 confidence point, though. New England at Tampa Bay. The fact that the game is being played in London creates a interesting angle, and it's a little scary to feel too strongly about a game being played in London, but at the end of the day, it's the Patriots and it's the Bucks. And I think everybody in the stadium will be rooting for the Bucks because it's the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's going to matter. New England, 12 confidence points. They're favored by 14. Jump on that as well. I don't see how New England wins by less than 20. So, that's my 3-teamer. Indianapolis, Green Bay, New England. Get all over that, guys. I feel good about it. Another upset. Houston, San Diego. It's in Houston. I mean, not San Diego. San Francisco. I've thought about it and I thought about it. I don't know why people like Houston so much. Houston's the popular pick here. Houston's favored. Houston is getting picks by about 2/3 of the pick'em people, and San Francisco's coming off a bye. They're getting Frank Gore back. Houston doesn't really have much of a defense. I'm going to go with the upset here, unless Michael Crabtree is just the biggest cancer in NFL history. I don't see why Houston should be such a heavy favorite here. So 7 confidence points in the Niners. I kind of feel good about that one. The Jets at Oakland. I know it's an East Coast team going to the West Coast, which is very scary for me to go with, but in better weather, Mark Sanchez, you know, we all know how Mark Sanchez reacts in bad weather and how he prefers to play in the nice weather. It's his hometown, going back to California. I'm going to go with the Jets here, 8 confidence points. They need to have it. They really do. I think their season's already over, but they need to at least beat Oakland. And I thought about taking Oakland, but no way they win 2 in a row, right? That would be insane. I don't know. Buffalo at Carolina. God. Carolina's going to be 500, and they still are one of the worst teams in the league. I don't know. That just seems unfair. I mean, however you can get it, get it. I mean, props to them for taking care of business these last 2 weeks. Probably about to be 3 weeks. And getting back to 500, but god damn, they suck. I'm sorry, they do. I think a lot of you Panthers fans know it, but they're gonna win this tomorrow. I think 9 confidence points in the Panthers. Yeah, Chicago at Cincinnati, kind of a must-win for the Bears. The Bengals lost Antoine Odom, but I don't know if that Chicago team is well coached. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people like Lovie Smith. A lot of people think highly of him, but that Bears team seems like they're a little unprepared from week to week. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati here. Gut feeling. 5 confidence points. That's an interesting game, but I don't know. I think both teams are not quite as good as they should be. Dallas at Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta at Dallas. I don't know why Dallas is favored here. I know Dallas is at home. I know Dallas is coming off a bye, but what's good about Dallas? I don't know if they do well. They run the ball well, but that doesn't matter because they have a stupid offensive coordinator who calls stupid plays. And I don't know why they should be favored over a very good Atlanta team. So I'm going to say Atlanta. That's another upset. 4 confidence points just because it's coming off a bye. And Atlanta's coming off to, that game last week against Chicago, which was tough. But I don't know why Atlanta's not favored here. I really wanted to take Miami here. It's in Miami. You know, the Miami Dolphins do a lot of crazy things that other teams don't do. And the Saints are due for a letdown, but at the end of the day, I couldn't do it. Could not do it. I really, really thought about it. I'm going to go with the Saints. 3 confidence points. It's an interesting upset pick, but I'm going to stay away from that one. I just think that the Saints, at the end of the day, will be too good of a team to have a letdown like that. But watch out for it. Giants and Cardinals. I know that the Saints last week proved you can pass on the Giants, and the Cardinals do pass the ball really well, but my thing is, Kurt Warner is much more of a statue in the pocket than Breeze, so I think the Giants will be able to hit him a little bit. And in general, the Cardinals are not as good of a team as the Saints. They can't run the ball as well, and I don't think their defense is as good. And well, it's in New York, so I'm thinking about the weather because I don't like Eli Manning in bad weather. I think we all learned our lesson about that. But I don't like Kurt Warner in bad weather very much either, so it could be uglified both ways. And the Giants probably can run the ball better than the Cardinals. So at the end of the day, the Giants are going to find a way to come out on top regardless of weather. And we got Philadelphia at Washington, and I think last week was an aberration for the Eagles. I think they get back on track this week, and I'm going to say they win 10 confidence points. I really think Washington is just bad. Washington always seems to bring their lunch pails against Philly, though, and these divisional games, funky things happen, so watch out. But, last week, it seems like the Eagles do this every year where they just mail in one game against a really bad team, and everybody acts like, oh, they suck now, forget about them, get them out of here. But I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. Eagles win big on Monday night. And those are my picks. I'm out.